Hey, Cindy Fisher here with the Black Belt News Network. I'm here with Shane Butler, and he is the weather guru at WAKA, and with the Thunder Truck.
Absolutely.
Here in Selma for the 1-year anniversary of the tornado. What were your thoughts when the tornado hit last year?
Well, that was quite a day. I mean, we were live on the air. I was tracking that storm, and it was one of those like moments where when you're in meteorology and you're conveying the message out there and you see the storm on radar, it's approaching a populated area at Selma. And so I just had a moment of surreal, this is happening. So as I'm communicating that, I'm thinking that in my head, and we have a camera, we're watching the storm. And so all that's coming together, and I just, took a deep breath and said, folks, this thing's coming into Selma. You've got to take this seriously. You've got to seek shelter, get low, as low as you can. And then we tracked as long as we could, and then our camera got taken out.
And where's the camera?
The camera was on Broad Street on one of the banks down there.
Trust
it's no longer there. It took it out.
It did.
And some good news here is a year later, we have the camera back up, but we put it in a better spot. I took most of, believe it or not, from the spring all the way through the summer, it's fall, trying to get it settled in to where we were going to put it. We put it on the tower over at the Dallas County Courthouse. So it's up higher. I have a better view of the city. I can see far off to the southwest. Typically storms approach. And so that's good. I've got an iconic view of the bridge downtown. And so we're really excited about that. We just unveiled that on Thursday. And so that camera's back up. So that's just one of the tools we'll be using going forward to help us see severe weather when it's coming through.
So what do you think people learned from it? We're 1 year later. What are some lessons that have come out that you've seen?
Well, one thing I think at this event, community. I mean, people just come together. It's amazing how events like that. I came over like a few days after the tornado came through, and I was just out walking. I had Thunder Truck there, and people would walk up to me, and as they're walking, they would get emotional because when you're the last person that people are watching, that's telling them, here's something coming, this life-threatening, they have an attachment, it seems like, to you. And I noticed that because they would come up very emotional and they say, I was watching you all the way to when the power went out and you were telling us, here it comes, what to do. And we did that. And I mean, it just tugs on you because it's, you're doing your job, you're communicating what the storm's doing and where it's headed. That's what people want to know. And so a year later from that, we've got this event and people are able to get more information on it. On what to do when severe weather comes through. We've got the new mural that's on the wall there. That's amazing how they put pieces of debris together to make it where folks don't forget about this event. It was tragic. It was fortunately we didn't have loss of life here in Selma, but that storm, same storm, went to the next county, Autauga County, and it killed,
So we're very blessed.
Yes, it's amazing.
It really is.
That tornado came through here, and so nobody was killed.
Yeah, it went over and impacted several schools, packed with kids.
Yeah.
It is quite amazing.
I mean, tornadoes, when you look at the path, and I drove, and I have a little drone also, but I took a day where I drove it and flew the path of that tornado all the way from here, all the way to Tallapoosa County. And you're talking miles, 70, 80 miles here. And the track was one of the longest on the state history record of the track of that thing. It was on the ground for 1 hour and 20 minutes just east of here. And so what a storm. I mean, it was very selective though. You think if you're in the path of that thing, that's where you saw destruction, but just outside of that, it doesn't touch anything. So
it is crazy like that.
Yeah, and it's amazing how, if it's your time and stuff's going to come through and the storm's going to come through there, then you're just, you got to seek shelter and you're along for the ride.
Hope the structure stays up.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what's important. People to understand that, you see a lot of mobile homes or those type homes around here.
Yeah,
those are no place to be on a day like that. We try to preach it every time those storms or potential events are coming through. You have to have a sturdier place to go to, and you make all those plans now. That you can't do that on the day of. Trying to find somewhere to go. You got to know that our home is not going to survive, you know, anything of the EF2 or 3, you know, it's just not going to survive. So you got to know where to go.
Yeah, it's been a rough year, but it looks much better. We still have some rebuilding to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a process, you know. It's just like our camera. It took a year to get that thing back up, and it's going to take time. These things don't happen overnight, and like you know, it takes a community effort, and we're seeing some of that today. And this may energize folks to help in the effort to continue to rebuild. I mean, it did a lot of destruction.
It did, but we do appreciate what you do and
Well, thank
how
you very much.
it matters, because you're Montgomery. You're all we have.
Well, I mean, you know, we are Montgomery, Selma. Our signal, our tower is in Gordonsville, you know, over in Lowndes County, but we reach all the way to Demopolis. We're all the way southward to Wilcox County, Camden, northward to Marion. So this is our area.
That's right. You serve the Black Belt just like we do.
Absolutely. This is our, you know, our focus. We want to make sure that, you know, the population gets a little more dense out there as you get out, but it's like, we don't treat it any way different.
Yeah, without you, we're rural area, but
Oh, yeah.
Without you, we wouldn't know what was going on, and we appreciate that.
Well, we try to pass it along. Thank you very much. Appreciate
all
what
right.
y'all do.
Thank you.
Check us out at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.